The Democrats just took another big hit with a representative from Florida getting caught up in this FEMA scandal. She is charged, a House Democrat, with stealing $5 million from FEMA funds and making illegal campaign contributions. This is just something to see right here. Representative Sheila McCormick, she was first elected, actually, back in a special election. She's being accused, she and her brother actually, of conspiring to steal the overpayment that they were somehow getting from the FEMA COVID vaccinations that were tied to their family healthcare company in 2021. The company was apparently overpaid by $5 million in relief funds. Taxpayer money at work. How do you like that? And so again, she and her brother are accused of conspiring to steal the overpayment and route it through various accounts to conceal its origins. Now, she's alleged to have apparently used the money for her own enrichment and to fund a significant part of her congressional campaign. What a gal. Okay, according to the DOJ, herself, as well as another defendant, last name LeBlanc, also used some straw donors to secure additional campaign contributions. According to NBC, that meant they were funneling other disaster relief money from the FEMA-funded contracts to friends and relatives who then made donations to the campaign as if they were contributing their own money. So I would think that maybe you can go after all the friends and relatives then too, right? If they're knowingly engaging in this. I gotta tell you, like, I'm so disappointed in people sometimes. It's like really, really disappointing. This woman, if this is true, these allegations are true, is clearly scum. All right, like this is just like the scummiest thing to do. And I'm not sure what her excuse is. I should, in her defense, read her legal statement from her legal team. They are saying she, quote, is a committed public servant who is dedicated to her constituents. And they say, we will fight to clear her good name. The Office of Congressional Conduct, OCC, has found that, quote, there is substantial reason to believe that Representative Cherfilis McCormick requested community project funding that would be directed to a for-profit entity. The OCC, which was formerly known as the Office of Congressional Ethics, has referred Cherfilis McCormick to its bipartisan ethics committee. They did this actually back in 2024, but this is the new allegation. I gotta say, like, between this lady and the Virgin Islands lady and Hakeem Jeffries' campaign consultants out there trying to get him an introduction and a dinner with Jeffrey Epstein, I mean, what the heck, people? I mean, did you hear Tim Burchett yesterday talking about how the place is such a freaking sewer? It's not a swamp, it's a sewer, he said. And wow, I think he's darn right. He's darn right. He was actually referring to Nancy Pelosi and all the money that she's made, which is just out of control. I mean, the woman just kept enriching herself, right? I'm trying to see if I have it for you. But he was fantastic. He's like, this place, don't kid yourself, is a total, utter sewer. It's a sewer because nobody here is ever willing. It's man-made. He said, like a swamp might actually be beautiful because that's like something that exists in nature. This is a sewer. It's man-made, and these people are all pretty scummy, and there's no real way to change it. Look at what they're doing. Just go to Unusual Wells, okay? Unusual Wells is all the trades of everybody in Congress. You look at Nancy Pelosi over the years, for goodness sakes. I mean, why are there no rules that would prevent them from trading individual stocks when in fact those companies are going to be the ones affected by the committees and hearings that they're deliberating upon? Is this not a no-brainer? It is, of course, because by the way, they regulate everybody else. I mean, you work on Wall Street, forget about it. You can't trade any individual stock without going through layers and layers and layers and layers and like weeks of red tape. So people don't. They trade like, ETFs. Because you can't. And yet, member of Congress who's privy to all kinds of inside information, they're out there doing it. all day long. Oh, by the way, I should mention this particular woman, Sheila Triphyllis McCormick. Oh, she's got her priorities. Watch.
I call on my colleagues from the U.S. Senate to pass the Crown Act to prohibit discrimination on the basis of hair texture, hairstyle that is commonly associated with a particular race and national origin. Lawsuits initiated by Black workers alleging discrimination against their natural hair in the workplace have filled courthouses for more than 40 years. This legislation will provide us with the freedom to wear our crowns without discrimination. We must understand that hair discrimination is rooted in systemic racism. Anti-Black hair sentiments on U.S. soil has existed for centuries.
I'm thinking you can afford quite a hairdo with the $5 million that you allegedly took. But who am I to say? Because apparently Michelle Obama thinks this is the biggest thing going too. I mean, watch out, Sheila. Michelle's going to steal your thunder.
Worry about it. Let me explain something to white people. Our hair comes out of our head naturally in a curly pattern. So when we're straightening it to follow your beauty standards, we are trapped by the straightness. That's why so many of us can't swim and we run away from the water. People won't go to the gym because we're trying to keep our hair straight for y'all. It is exhausting and it's so expensive and it takes up so much time. Braids are for y'all so we can work harder and focus on the work. So why do we need an act, an act of law to tell white folks to get out of our hair? Don't tell me how to wear my hair. Don't wonder about it. Don't touch it. Just don't.
Trust me. I'm not thinking about your hair, Michelle. I'm really not, nor am I thinking about your hair. Sheila, I'm thinking about the $5 million you allegedly took from U.S. taxpayers to line your own pockets. But, that's another story. I mean, the hair thing, for goodness sakes. Who cares? Okay, I really don't care. And by the way, Michelle, you're wearing straight hair, right? So why? Because if you think I expect that of you, I don't care. Right? Once again, they're trying to make something out of nothing. And the political environment right now is so darn crazy. So darn crazy that they can't celebrate any wins at all. Okay, hey, you guys wanted the Epstein files, right? Hey, you're going to get them. You should be high-fiving each other. But, you can't do that. No, not when apparently you're going to be all over them. But that's going to be awkward. Very, very awkward. I mean, Bill and Hillary, they've been subpoenaed. They don't want to show up for their subpoena. Comer's like, well, good luck. Good luck with that. We saw what happened to Steve Bannon. We saw what happened to Peter Navarro. And by the way, I was not one to say, oh gosh, poor them. I mean, they made the actual decision. Both Steve and Peter decided, I'm not going to testify. Well, if you're not going to testify and your party's not in charge, you got no get out of jail free card at all, literally. And Bill and Hillary, you have no get out of jail card at all. Because you see, Billy Boy, if it comes out that you were somehow involved in this in some way that, and by the way, that hasn't been exactly stated. We just know that he was on the plane a lot and he had a thing for the ladies. Okay, that's all we know. But if it comes out that Bill was somehow involved in this, then where does that go, right? Because he doesn't have presidential immunity. This is stuff that would have happened after he was out of office. After. So I think we're going to see some very interesting times ahead. I got to tell you, we were looking at some of the polls, and I'm going to have Kent Strang on the show in a little bit from AFP, because the answer to the Republicans winning midterms is going to be the economy, right? It is the economy, stupid. The danger, of course, is if they are not able to really start to stabilize things in a way that people see as meaningful. meaning people feel a little bit more confident because I'll tell you, Biden did a lot of damage. Bidenomics did a lot of damage. We had a lot of inflation as a result of all that. We did get a good jobs report. We're going to talk about that a little bit later today. A very, very good jobs report today with 119,000 jobs, more than twice as much as anybody thought was added to the economy in the month of September. Okay, yip, yip, hooray, but we're going to have to do more. And the president knows this, and this is why he's so annoyed that everybody's getting bogged down in these other stories. He's got trillions of dollars coming in investment, including from Saudi Arabia, that was announced this week, but yet everybody just wants us to talk about these silly things, which ultimately, again, are going to backfire, I think, pretty spectacularly on them. So just know, right, if the Democrats take control of Congress next year, let's hope that that does not happen. There's going to be a lot of things that change. And it's scary because I think that our freedom really is on the line. And if these people come back into power in any way, they're going to try and do so with a vengeance. So like impeachment, what would this be? Like 3.0, 4.0, 5.0? We're going to just keep going and going and going and going.